Hello everyone, Monika here, and we are gonna continue our Cinderella Phenomenon playthrough. Um, I'm, yeah, I'm really enjoying replaying through this game so far. I'm really enjoying recording this, and I'm enjoying watching it back. Um, it's really peaceful. It's just nice to I don't know, it's just nice to hear all my voices and stuff. Anyways, speaking of voices, let's get myself back into character. Ha! Huh! Sure, okay, there you go. What is this place? There are several people in the room chatting amicably with each other. I do not know what that word means. I noticed the girl that had left me at the cell by the counter serving drinks. But as soon as the people in the room notice me, the room falls into immediate silence. Well, look at what we have here, the Ice Princess herself. Hmm, they know who I am. I didn't think it was true. Cursed for her cold-heartedness. As to be expected. You remember who I am, and yet you still treat me like this? Well, you aren't really a princess anymore, are you? You're one of us now, girl. Hmm. Everyone, please, you shouldn't be treating a newcomer like this. Princess, let me apologize. They mean no offense. I cannot believe that. Not when the people Parfait is referring to simply smirk and shrug as I meet their gazes. What is this place? Welcome to the Marchen Tavern, a home for those with a fairy tale curse. You make it sound like it's some sort of holiday house. Don't ruin my moment, Delora. Marchen. Marchen. Tavern? The Marchen was built 3 years ago, and the number of cursed in Angiel continued to rise. The goal is to gather those affected so that they might help with each other break their curse. Of course, I'm also here to provide help as necessary. Only the cursed and those allied with our cause can stay here. The evil and the wicked could never find this place. Most of the people here are cursed. How come these people remember who I am? The cursed are not affected by the conditions of someone else's curse. Your condition is simple. Everyone has forgotten about you. Everyone has forgotten that you are the crown princess. But because these people here are cursed, they still remember your title. They still remember your title. It goes without saying that fairies and witches are also not affected. Oh, that was the wrong person. I'm used to Doki Doki Literature Club, where they'll like make them like slightly bigger when they switch. Come, princess, let me introduce you to a few of the boarders that we have in the Marchen. Parfait beckons the serving girl over. This is Anise. She helps out in the Marchen and she does most of the cooking. I'm sure you understand why she's working here now. I believe she deserves an apology. Miss Delora, what are you talking about? Don't worry your sweet little head over it. You don't need to. You don't remember what this ice. You don't remember what this ice princess did to you. Huh? I have nothing to apologize for. Clumsiness does not befit a palace maid. I only did what was necessary. Well, it's nice to meet you, Princess. I'm Anise Willow. I hope we get along. Just like staring at each other. Really? This is how you're gonna start doing good? I don't believe I asked for your opinion. Please, you two, no fighting. I hold my tongue as perfect. I hold my tongue as I hold my tongue as parfait leads me to the two people whose faces are incredibly familiar. They are faces I have seen in this palace in the palace before. This is oh, Julian Julian Valente Julian Valente and Garland Belrod. How did you know? Both of you are in the Order of Caldria. I don't. These names all sound like gibberish to me. I don't read a lot of fantasy. That's right. The two were bad. They were two of Sir Alacaster's best knights. It was a big surprise when they both left a year ago. I only found out recently is because they acted against Sir Alacaster's orders. They were stripped of their titles and dishonorably charged from service. What are you two doing here? We help the fairies. They and Anise are exceptions. They are allowed to work in this. They and Anise are exceptions. They're allowed to work in this tavern without having the curse. Jurian and Garland lend us their strength to protect the Marchen. Protect? From the witches. They'll do anything to make sure their curses remain unbroken. And what about you? I am an exception. Also, I'm good. You keep forgetting about the good part. Remember, not all witches are evil. Your curse is a test. A test? Originally, the wicked were cursed so that they could learn to change. Their curses were meant to teach them a lesson. I'm hoping your curse will teach you a lesson too, Ice Princess. I really am only trying to help you. I do not need you to show me how to change. I just want my life back. Well, to do that, you'll have to break your curse. Try to make some friends, Princess. They might be able to help you break your curse. I'd love to watch around and watch the princess try to be friendly. We have work to do, Delora. Fine. Try not to make any more enemies, Princess. The instant Parfait and Delora leave the room, the temperature drops several degrees. Now that I'm alone, I feel the cold stares return. Disgust, contempt, as if I am the reason that they are cursed and they have to take refuge in the Marchen in the first place. Make friends? All I've ever had are my dolls. I've never needed friends. I will break this curse on my own. I was told it was rude to stare. One man suddenly stands up, the anger apparent in its face. His hands clench and unclench into fists as he glares at me pointedly. Jurian and Garland place themselves in front of me, shielding me from the man. You know the rules. What happened in the past stays in the past. And no one is allowed to harm anyone else in the Marchen. If you cannot comply, you are no longer welcome here. Tsk. No matter, the Ice Princess will get what's coming to her. He throws one last glare in my way before sitting down again. Break the rules and you'll get what's coming to you. That goes for everyone here. Jurian's tone is cold and firm. There's no doubt that she means what she says. So these are the great knights of the Order of Caldria. The Marchen begins to settle down, and everyone eventually goes back to their conversations and meals. I walk towards an empty table, realizing that I am being deliberately ignored. I become immersed in my thoughts as I sit down. One thought, however, comes to mind immediately. They hate me. They hate me somehow, when I've only ever left the palace twice in my life. How did this happen? The only people who treated me with any respect were Eunice, Julian, and Garleon. Is it because they cannot remember who I am? Maybe being in the Marchen is not such a good idea. I doubt anyone here wants to help me break my curse anyways. They'd probably rather see me suffer under its weight. 3 good deeds? How am I supposed to complete 3 when I don't even know how to accomplish 1? May I join you? Karma. I look up and stare in shock at the beautiful lady from the toy shop. Her beauty still manages to take my breath away. For those of you who are anticipating that this is a lesbian character, they're not. I initially tried. They're a crossdresser. Because of their curse. It's really complicated. I might go down everyone's route just for the funs of it. But I don't want to go down Karma's route again because I've already been down Karma's route. It's still a good route and I still like Karma's character, but I don't like the lesbian baiting we're getting. Give me real lesbian representation. Come on. What is she doing here? You were in the toy shop. Ah, yes. I was there picking up some items for a friend. I am humbled you still remember me. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Miss Karma. Your name is Karma? Your name is Karma? A suitable name for someone as beautiful as me, no? Karma, your narcissism is going to scare the princess away. Oh. You are that magician boy. That is not the voice. Boy? Oh, how appropriate. Boy. Call me that one more time and I'll ruin that pretty face of yours. You'd hit a lady, how savage. Anyways, I'm Walt Cresswell. I have the Neverland curse. What about you, princess? What's your fairy tale curse? Does everyone share what their curse is? We talk about it freely in the Marchen. The whole point is helping each other break our curses after all. Hard to do that when we keep our fairy tales quiet. He pauses and then narrows his eyes slightly. Well, some people keep their fairy tales a secret. He eyes Karma briefly, cocking an eyebrow. The smile never leaves Karma's face. Has anyone managed to break their curse? We've been told that a few have. A few? That's not very reassuring. Well, at least curses can be broken. I cannot particularly say that reassures me either. What ails you, darling? Is it your curse? We can talk about it all. You can talk to us about it. Tell us, what is it? Cinderella. Cinderella. Oh goodness, Cinderella. That explains the nature of your curse. Only it's been reversed, hasn't it? Riches to rags. That's one way of putting it. Karma, you're not helping. You really are better off ignoring him, princess. He mostly speaks nonsense. Wait. It's obligatory though. Wait, he? Princess? Parfai's voice takes me by surprise. I haven't even noticed her entering the room again. May I speak with you? I'd like you to meet someone, even though I'm sure you already know him quite well. How long have we been going for? Let's check. 15 minutes. Wow, time flies by when you're actually having a good time. Rod? So you really are cursed. Plus she is adorable. I was the one that gave Sevi to Rod so that he still had some way to voice his opinions. Sevi? Short for Sebastian. Cute, isn't it? It is adorable. Sevi, it's nice to meet you, princess. Sevi's voice changes when it greets me. The tone it uses is lower when it speaks for Rod. Perhaps that is what Rod's voice used to actually sound like. Wait, if he remembers me, does that mean... The mermaid is cursed. Ariel. Oh, Ariel. I love this. What? That is my curse. Rod has been mute all this time because he was cursed? Does everyone else know? Obviously. They are my family. Even the king? Even the king? He knows as well. So I am the only one you have never told? I didn't think you'd particularly care either way. He is not wrong. Yet I cannot believe I did not know. I was left out once again. What are you doing here? I have been trying to help Rod with his curse, and that's why he comes to the Marchen from time to time. But I don't even want... Anyway, I only came here to confirm that you are truly cursed. I wanted to see it with my own eyes. It was a big surprise when I woke up one day and you weren't in the palace. An even bigger surprise when I found out that no one else remembered you. It's been days since I was cursed. I wonder, how are things in the palace? Oh, livelier, happier. Ow. Happier? I've never seen my family happier than they are now. I'd say it's a good thing you're not a princess anymore. Ow. I'd always thought that Rod didn't care about me, regardless, but... Is this the truth? But this is the truth? Oh. You better believe that that's how I'm reacting. So I have been cursed... So I have been cursed for you to open up. So I have to be cursed for you to open up about how you truly feel. The only reason why I didn't say anything earlier is because Evangeline didn't want me to. I'm happier too, now that you're gone. I don't have to pretend to like you anymore. Ooh. I'm going to return to the palace now. Oh. Ow. This is a mood. I'm gone and they're all happier? No, that's not how... Okay. I'm gone and they're all... I'm gone and they're all... I'm gone and they're all happier. Your very existence has been erased from the palace. Your very existence has been erased from the palace. They've never known you. That doesn't mean that they're happy without you. Even the king. What did I expect? Why did you bring me here? The people in the Marchen, they... I shouldn't have left you... I shouldn't have left you alone in there. I'm sorry. You knew how you felt about me. It's how they felt about me. It's hard to go to switch between the voices. I guess this is kind of voice training practice with the visual novel now. What have I ever done to them? Now isn't the right time to explain. When will it when will it ever be the right time? So many things have already happened to you. I need you to be patient, Monica. Has the prince already left? Yes, he has. Princess, we'll talk about this later. For now, you must focus on trying to break your curse. Did I miss something? No. Right. Maybe the fairy is right. I don't think I'm ready to find out how I made so many people hate me. Well, Parfait, I think it's time we get down to business. What should we do with her? What are you talking about now? What are you talking about now? You, of course. You've got nowhere to go, right? She's right. I think back to the days I've spent on the streets in Shiver. I will do anything so long as I don't have to go back there. The princess can stay at the Marchen with me and the rest of my boarders. Oh! My heart. Ah! I'd almost forgotten what hope felt like. But you'll have to work in exchange for a room. I celebrated too soon. What? Magic has its limitations, just like anything else. Money doesn't appear out of thin air, not even for a fairy. The Marchen doesn't attract many customers, since only the Marchen doesn't attract many customers, since only the cursed and a few others can enter. I sell my potions here and there, but I have several hungry mouths to feed, and my funds are tight. And I thought fairies lived in luxury. Parfait, are you broke? Ouch, even the Ice Princess can tell. And yet, you still take people in? That's always been how Parfait operates. She's good-natured to a fault. Mood. I'm told suffocating beneath my death will be what kills me. Why don't you just leave? Why don't you just leave? I assume you make enough to take care of yourself. Leave someone who's in need of help? I could never. And that, princess, is how goodness works. How goodness works? It's not as if I can accept freeloaders, but all of my boarders help me run the Marchen and do errands. The princess has never worked a day in her life. Adults should be useful. If karma can be useful, anyone can. If karma can be useful, anyone can. I love that. I've yet to see karma be anything but useless. Princess, you're more than welcome to stay if you're willing to help out. It's the least you can do in exchange for a roof over your head, and 3 meals a day. Oh, and shoes. Do we even have a choice? Do we even have a choice? I toss and turn in bed, unable to fall asleep. The mattress is hard and the sheets are itchy. Nothing at all like the bed I had in the palace. What I would give for my old bed again. For any of the comforts of home. I miss my dolls. Lady Parfait! Lady Parfait! I sit up immediately. What's going on? What is going on? I leave my room to investigate. Some of the other Marchen boarders, Waltz, Jurian, and Garland, are sitting on the settee, looking looking anxious. What's happening? Sorry, did we wake you? No, but the noises Garland making would have woken the dead. Jurian and I have found an injured man while we were doing our rounds. We brought him here. An injured man? Wait, what are you doing outside? It's almost 1 in the morning. It's nothing you need to worry about. Lady Parfait and Anise are tending to the man now. These people, will they just help anyone they find on the streets? What if this man is dangerous? Do you think the witches got to them? It's possible. We just need to find out when he wakes up. The next day, Parfait reveals that the man only suffered minor head injuries. She says he expects him to wake soon. I look at the tray of food in my hands. Anise has asked me to bring it up to the stranger's room, while she finishes the rest of her cooking. I would have never been asked to do this in the palace. Goodness, what's that poor tray done to you to deserve that look? I must say it's odd to see the princess doing something nice for someone. What do you want? I have something to ask the man that was brought in last night. Seeing as you're being good enough to deliver breakfast, I thought I'd tag along with you. If you're going, just bring the tray up yourself. You're not in any position to delegate your duties to me, Miss Monika. Come on, our guests must be famished. Seeing no way out, I followed Allura into the spare room the man had been put in. Come in. Oh no! It's Rumpel! This is my least favorite character, because I'm asexual and this character's constantly flirting. I thought the man would have been old, but to my surprise, he looks young. Probably in his early 20s. He seems lost in revelry as he stares at a small notebook. Good morning. Good to see you're awake and breathing. The man looks up at her when she speaks. The instant he sees us, his eyes widen. Why is he staring at us like that? Am I dead? What? I'm in heaven, or maybe you two are the angels that have fallen out of it. Oh, ow! This is making me crease. I see. What can a humble gentleman like myself do for you lovely ladies? I'm not saying that. Nope. I'll follow your lead on this one, Princess. Princess? Ah, of course, such a beautiful lady could only be your princess. Look at the noble way you hold up the tray. No. I'm sorry. Okay. What I have done back then, probably thrown the tray at him. I don't like him. Can I throw the tray at him? I'm tempted to let you. Feisty as always. Oh, be still, my beating heart. You can kill me. Oh no. I got a point for Rumple. Uh. Huh? You? Oh, he's awake. Another label. I'm not saying that. Still not saying that. I think I know how Casanova here got those head injuries. Some lady, she decided she had enough of this rubbish and wanted to punish him. Delora, patience. Delora, patience. He might not even be in the right state of mind right now. He did take injuries to the head after all. The man finally stops to look just at me. He narrows his eyes and stares so hard I want to slap him. What? You're familiar. But no, it's impossible. Aren't you the crown princess? What are you doing here? If he knows, then he's... Oh, wrong person. Well, he's definitely not a witch or a fairy. That can only mean one thing. If he recognizes the ice princess. What is your name, good sir? I would answer any questions you ask of me, madame, but... The man looks down at his notebook in his hand. I don't remember. Amnesia? I know everything about Angel, and yet I don't know the first thing about myself. Oh. Been there before. Except that I have the Rumpelstiltskin curse. Rumpelstiltskin? Is that a fairy tale? I knew it. He's got the fairy tale curse. Fairy tale curse? Do you remember how to break it? From what I remember, I need to somehow collect 3 memories and get them to appear as journaling. In this journal as entries. He shows us the notebook he's been holding on to since we entered the room. My first memory is of waking up and holding this. I thought there would be information in here, but it's empty. Another victim of the curse. You must be tired. Monika will leave your breakfast here, and we'll give you some time to yourself. We'll be outside if you need anything. Rumpelstiltskin. What is that fairy tale about? That is not the voice. What is that fairy tale about? Delora does not do a good job of hiding her laughter. She snorts as she's there. I need to get back in character. She snorts and I cross my arms, embarrassed. Mother burned the fairy tales in the palace before I got a chance to read all of them. Fine, I'll keep it short. Once upon a time, there was a girl that was said to be able to spin a straw into gold. The king found her and locked her up in a tower. He said he wouldn't let her go until she turned all of the straw in the room into gold. But the girl was just a regular human girl. She knew that she would never be able to turn the straw into gold, and she feared that she would be locked up forever. That was when an odd little man appeared before her and offered to do the job for her if she gave him something in return. The girl gave him her necklace, and the man spent the rest of the night spinning the straw into gold. However, the girl wasn't released. The second night was given more straw to spin, and the little man appeared once more. This time, she gave him a ring. The third night, the king ordered her to spin straw one last time, and if she did, she would be released and made his queen. However, that night, the girl had nothing left to give the little man, so they made an agreement. He would spin the straw into gold for her, so as long as she gave him her first child. Oh, wow. I personally never understood why the girl would want to marry the king in the first place. Hush, I'm trying to tell a story here. Years passed, and the queen finally gave birth to her first child. That night, the odd little man returned and demanded his due, but the queen didn't want to give up her child. The man said that it wouldn't take the child, but the man that then said that he wouldn't take the child if the queen was able to guess his name in 3 days. The man's name was Rumpelstiltskin. Did she guess it? Oh yeah. The night before her time was officially up and the queen was drawn to the forest by the sound of a little voice. She saw the little man celebrating his upcoming victory, singing about how no one had or ever would guess his real name, which had been Rumpelstiltskin. He does not sound particularly smart. So agrees the general populace. Sometimes I wonder how Hans was able to come up with such a tall tale. Well, the Marchen will be at its opening soon. I expect another busy day. Especially busy for you, Monika. You need to start coming up with good deeds. And I think that's actually like a really good break point. So yeah, we've been introduced to my least favorite character, Rumpel. Yeah, that's the most thing that I can remember. There was also just we've learned that nobody else likes the princess. Um, uh, and with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and remember to smile.